Okay guys, so let's solve today Leetcode Daily Problem. It is Leetcode number 221 question number and it is Maximal Square. So this is the question. You are given an m into n binary matrix filled with 0 and 1. Find the largest square, contain only ones and return its area. So I have taken this example number 1. So let's get back. Okay, so before that, you can see there is 2 into 2 matrix means 4, area is 4. So one is this red one and another is this one. So the answer is 4. And for the example number 2, there is only two 1D 1 by 1 matrix, so 1 into 1 is only 1, and for the third example is only a single 0, there is no 1, so it is 0. Okay, so the constant, let's look at the constant. uh, Here m comma n is between 1 to 300, and of course matrix of I and j is only 0 or 1. So let's approach to it. This is a pretty good question. You can see here the like amount is like quite high, and don't know why people dislike this. Okay, let's back to our main topic. uh, First of all, what should be our approach, how to think. Let me explain the approach, like why it work, what it is, and then I will explain how why it work. Okay, so let me given the index 0 0 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Okay, sorry for the bad handwriting. I am using my mouse. Okay, so here for any instant, let's take a instance of this one. Let's take the cell this one. For this cell, what we need to calculate, like we need to check if this this cell and this cell uh, contain 1. What I mean is, in this example, this cell is not 1 and this cell is not 1. So what happened, they have store 0 because it is not a matrix, so it is not an square. So this cell contained a dp state of 0, and this cell contained also a dp state of 0, but this cell will contain a dp state of 1. So we have to check all the three side cell, like I minus jth cell, I plus jth cell, and I minus 1 comma j minus 1 cell contain 1. Okay, or if not, then we will take the minimum of all these three cell, and just simply add 1 with it. Like for this cell it will be 0, a minimum of this three cell is 0, so this cell contain the value of 1. Okay, now let's take another example of, like, for this cell, so you can better understand, because it is has all three sides as 1. So this will store 1, from this cell it will store 1, and from this cell it is also store 1, and it is already 1. Okay, so for this cell, I can check that this is the cell which contain 1, this is the also cell which contain 1, and this is the also cell which contain 1. Okay, so 1 1 1, and so this is 1. We have to take a minimum every time. It is not, it doesn't matter on it if it is a 0 or 1, because if I take 0 0 and 1 and its minimum, so it always return as 0. And if there is suppose uh, there is a 1 1 1, it also returns, it always return 1. Okay, so I will give you an example of, like, something 1 2 and 1, and it will always return 1. Because why we need 1, why do not we need 2, I will show you in just next example. Okay, so here it is 1 1 1 and minimum of these three is 1 and 1, and this cell also contain 1, so it is 1. 1 plus 1, it is 2. Okay, so I'll just write directly 2 here. Okay, this is 1. So now if I remove all this, then we have found a square. uh, Let me draw it by green color. This cell, okay, and all the value inside is it contain 1, it contain also 1, it contain also 1, then this minimum plus it is, I explain it, it is 2. Okay, now if I take this cell, so it is a nice example, like for this part, why we need minimum, why we will not take maximum or something like. So let just see, for this one, this is 0 0, and here it is 1, as it is 0, so in acha, means whenever you counter a 0, just simply put a 0 in the dp state. Okay, so it is the uh, 0 0 1, and it is minimum is 0, so and this part is 1, so 0 plus 1 is 1, so I put here 1. Now it is as similar like this, 2 1 1 2 1 1, order doesn't matter here. So what it is now, if I take 2 and I add 1 for this one, so it will be 3, but but it is of length 2 only, because a square because it is this part, it is 3, but from this area it is not 3, it is only 2, because it is a 0, so it will be false. That's why, and we need a square, not a rectangle. If we need a rectangle here, then I can say that we can take it, but regardless, we don't need a rectangle, so we just take the minimum. So here it is 1, it is 1, and it is 2, and the minimum is 1. So oh, let me erase this, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so it is 1 plus, and this is 1, and it is 2. Cool. Acha, so what will be our like how it work is, uh, as I explained you, whenever you encounter with a 0 in a cell, just simply put a 0 for the dp. I have taken this as the number which I am writing in uh, green, it is our dp only. I I just mention it here to clarify it. Like for this, uh, it is 1, and so we just put here 1 1 1. It is the base case, I will show you in the code, and it is the 0. If you familiar with dp, and solve some questions like 0 1 knapsack, then it will very much familiar to you. uh, okay, so it is 0 and 0, so we startingly we feel like this, then okay, sorry, where is the option? Yeah, and this is 1 for 1. We can fill it like if I is equals to 0, or j is equals to 0. Okay, just fill dp of I j is equals to matrix of ij. I can write it mat I, and this is the base case. I will show you in this code, in the code, in later part of the video. Now completely go through a dry run. Okay, so I just remove all this mesh here. Nice. Yeah, now for this cell, I have this is the base case, so it will automatic fill this and this cell. Okay, now we can start from here. So what I said, you have to check the diagonal up, the up and the leftmost cell. Okay, these three cell. So I can write a dp like uh, let me type only. Okay, so I can write it like something dp of I j is equals to, and I have told you to we have to take the minimum of these three cell. So I can say that dp of I, sorry, min of dp of I j, j minus 1 for the left side, left cell, and for dp of I minus 1 and j, and dp of okay, this is just an algo. Please don't go with the syntax. I will code it in C++. J minus 1. Nice. And because it is 0, so uh, this condition, if the cell is, if matrix, I will write a mat of uh, I j is, sorry, j is equals to 1 for 1. But here we can see that it is 0, so for 0 we have uh, another condition, and if it is 1, so we can add, as I say, we have to add 1 here. In the here example, I can say, I have said that one minimum is 1, and you have found a 1, so it is 1. Okay, you have to, because the answer here is 2. Okay. Its length should be 2, so it is 2. And if the method of ij is equals to 0, just do simple thing, dp of I and dp of j is equals to 0, because if it is a 0 for here, and then we cannot consider a square from this side, and means it will not form, this four cell will not form a square, it always it is 0. So that's why, so it is a simple case. Okay, the main case is this only. Now uh, now let's try run through it. Okay, as I explain you, for 0 just directly put a 0, then this cell, and then this cell, then 1 0, then we'll check this one, 1 0 and 0, and the minimum is 0, so 0, and for 1 we can add plus 1 like this, so it is will 1 0 plus 1 1. For this cell also it is 0 1 1, so it is 0 plus 1, it is 1. Oops. Okay, 0 0 1, so it will be 0 plus 1, so 1. Here 1 0 1 1 is minimum is 0, and 1 0 plus 1 is 1. Here also same, 1 0 1 minimum is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. Now 1 1 1 minimum is 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 1 2, uh, so minimum is 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Look here, 2 1 1 1, it will this 2 means that your upper 2 cell and left 2 cell are of length 2, and it means this box is form a rectangle. Okay, and for this 2 it means like this one and this box, because 2 means length of left side 2 and upper also 2. Okay, just let me remove it. And it is we encountered 0, just simply put a 0. And once again encountered 0, we simply put a 0. We encounter with 1, so 2 1 0, minimum is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, and it is 0, so we just simply put a 0. Okay, now we also maintain a variable, like suppose we can take a len variable, and we can every time we go through these cells, we can return like max of len comma dp of I j. Okay, So what happened, here the len value will change to 0, or to 2, and here also it will change to 2. So when length is 2, we can know area area of a square is nothing but len square. So, or I can say len into len, I can write it l into l. So we can return len into len in our answer, and it will give us 2 into 2, 4. Okay, so let's get back to our so let's code it. Okay, for this time I am using the tabulation method, and it is a very quite simple to analyze a tabulation method for this problem. So I can first find out what is the length of the row. It will be matrix of 0 dot, sorry, matrix dot size, comma, c equals to matrix of 0 dot size, oops, and dpr, I can initialize an dp array. Okay, now I can iterate through the row and column, and I equals to 0, I is less than r, I plus I, and j equals to 0, j is less than c plus j. So first of all, our base case, if I is equals to 0 or j is equals to 0, that means this, the first column or first row, if we are in the first column first row, just put accordingly. Like what I mean is that, uh, simply put dp of I j equals to whatever the value, like if it is 1, so it will be always a square of one size only, and because there is no in up, there is no square in up, and for say similar here, if it is 1 or 0, so simply put it 0. So I can write it, okay, this will accept a character, not an integer, so I can use it only matrix of I j minus 0. Okay, so it will change the integer into the character into the integer. So if it is 1, so 1 minus 0, this will gives an integer I, and if it is 0, then it will be written an integer 0. Hope you will know this kind of stuff. Okay, so next condition, else if matrix of I j is equals to let's say 0. Okay, so then just simply do one thing, dp of I j is equals to 0. Okay, I have told you to take a length variable len and initialize it with 0, because if there is no square, then its length is 0 and the area of also 0. And whenever you are putting some value in the dp, so kindly check if it is len is max of len comma dp of I and j. Okay, and here it doesn't require it, because if len is 0, also it is remain 0, so I will not write it here. Now else means if the matrix contain value 1. Okay, so we just simply, what I will do, dp of I j equals to 1 plus min of, okay, you can write like this, dp of I j minus 1 comma dp of I minus 1 j comma dp of I minus 1 j minus 1. Okay, and here also put the same thing. Okay, so it will check the leftmost cell, this one check the uppermost cell, upper one cell, upper cell, and this will the diagonal upper. Okay, this is cool, this will, and we will get a length, not the area, so we will return length into length, because area is simply just side into side or length into length. Okay, I hope it will, any typo, let's check, let's run try. Okay, it is accepting. Let's submit it. Okay, 99.31% faster. Nice. Okay, so hope you guys will have enjoyed it, and thank you for your watch. Bye. Have a nice day.